So, quick disclaimer, I am not a CPA. So, anything that I share in this video, you definitely want to run over with a tax professional. I'm like your content cousin, and I'm just trying to share some little tidbits of information in regards to taxes for us as content creators, YouTubers. You get the deal. Um, Today, a couple days this week, but today, for sure, I've been working on my taxes and getting things ready. So it's a topic that's heavily on my mind. And I just have a few things to put on your radar, so to say, especially if you're a beginner content creator and you don't know about this stuff. So I think the first thing that I want to say is I'm someone that has often mentioned you should treat YouTube like a business, and businesses that get taxed. So if you don't have a structure in place, structure meaning something like an LLC, I'm encouraging you to go ahead and get that done, get that started. And a large part of that is because there's startup expenses involved with having a YouTube channel. Things like your camera, your lighting, your microphone. Even you see in my background right here, that brown little box, I bought that with the intention to use in my YouTube background. It gets deep. Think even this plant right here, you can't even see the whole plant. But when I bought it, it was the intention to use for the background of my YouTube videos. So there's so many things that can be written off uh, because it was a startup expense or something that you do to operate your YouTube channel. Now, the different things you can write off, the different expenses associated with your YouTube channel, um, it's going to be different for everybody. For it's going to be different for everybody, and based on the niche that you are in. I saw earlier today when I was doing some research, say for example, cooking channels, if they cook a certain meal in that video and save, like specifically went and got those groceries on like a separate thing, not just their groceries that they keep in their house on a regular basis, that grocery bill, that receipt, that could be considered a tax write-off because it was used for the purpose of creating content for their YouTube channel. So yeah, like you don't want to just be missing out on having these tax advantages. You buying a laptop, you know, all of that can be written off, and you can get more clarity on the things that can be written off if you talk to a certified tax professional. I just want you to think about that. Also on the topic of like having a structure and legitimatizing your business, and like the whole thing of startup expenses, something you may be wondering, because I was like, okay, so I'm doing YouTube. I have spent this money for my channel, but I'm not making money yet. I'm not a monetized creator. How is the IRS going to look at this? So on and so forth. Like I mentioned, that's start everything that you spent to do your YouTube channel, that's startup expenses. And once you do become monetized, you can write those things off as startup expenses. So that's one thing to think about. What have been my startup expenses, and do you have a list of everything that you bought? Do you have a list with the price of it and the receipt? You want to always make sure you're keeping your receipts. Documentation is very important to have. So like when you get your business legitimized, make sure you keep all those documents in a safe space. Everything that I have, I keep in a Google Drive, for example. I think another thing that I wanted to mention on this topic of taxes, Let's say you just keep going on, you're not really tracking all this stuff, it gets messy. So you want to track it, whether that be in a spreadsheet, in Notion. I use QuickBooks currently to track my expenses. It is hooked up to my business bank account. That's another thing you're going to want to potentially think about, getting a specific business bank account so that things like your subscriptions, let's say Canva Pro, for example, that Canva Pro subscription, if it's currently coming out of your personal bank account, it's going to be harder to track all these different little things. Get yourself a business bank account, hook up your Canva Pro subscription or any other subscription. Maybe it's vidIQ that you use in regards to your YouTube channel. Maybe it's TubeBuddy that you use, or your other content, your stuff you're doing on IG, whatever the case may be. Have that stuff come out of your business account. You can fund your business account with your personal money. And it just makes everything a little bit more neat and streamlined and um, better to be organized. So you can also get yourself a business credit card, business savings account, all of that type of stuff. So when you do get monetized on YouTube, if you didn't know, I'm sure a lot of people do, that's taxable income. So let's say you make $100 um, from your AdSense your first month, just as an example, it's not really $100. It's, you got to look at wherever you live, what is the tax rate? You're going to have to put a certain amount of money of that $100 to the side because you're going to have to pay taxes on it. Did you know that? Maybe you did. So it's cool once you start making money from YouTube, but you always got to think in the back of your mind, like, this number that I see isn't really the number that I see because I gotta pay up on it. Um, so what's another thing? So some of the stuff that you buy in regards to your YouTube channel, something like a camera. I actually have the first camera that was purchased for my YouTube channel. This is the Sony ZV-1. At the time of purchase, I got this. I got this tripod. It came with a little kit. It amounted to like a little over $1,000. So some of the stuff that you buy, I think the threshold is about 200. If it's more than $200, it's considered an asset for your business because this camera or the camera you buy, you're going to use it over a period of time. And essentially it's going to make money for your business for over a period of time. So it's considered an asset. And what that basically means is like that $1,000 doesn't just get deducted within that tax year. It gets like spread out over 5 years or something like that. Like I said, I'm not a CPA, so the things that I'm saying is not going to come out super eloquently because I don't know this stuff like the back of my hand. I know it enough to tell you to go think about it and do some further research on it. So those big boy ticket purchases that you're making within your for your YouTube channel or thinking about making, just know you are investing into assets for your business, for your YouTube channel. And if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, feel free to ask me any questions and I'll do the best I can to answer them, or I'll point you in a direction. Speaking of a direction, I wanted to give you guys a resource. There's this guy on here who is a CPA, and he's taught me so much. Let's see, give me a moment. I'm going to bring it up. Okay, maybe his name is Jim Hart. Oops, I didn't mean to play that. But let me share my screen with you. Do, do, do. So you can go ahead and look him up and learn from him, just like I did. Present, share screen, share screen. So on my screen, I have Jim Hart. It says, I'm a brand strategist and trademark attorney. I work with entrepreneurs, online businesses, and startups to protect their intellectual property assets and make sound business and legal decisions to maximize the value of their businesses and their brands. Oh, so he's a lawyer? Maybe he's not a CPA, he's a lawyer. But they all talk about the similar stuff. My point is, he is a great person to learn about some of the maybe not so glamorous sides of this YouTube thing. I have like kind of rounded up, he says, should you start this video right here? Should you start an LLC? He just has a bunch of information that I think content creators need to look into. I have a specific playlist that I made specifically in regards to his tax stuff. I want to kind of bring up an example video. Just give me one moment. Where did it go? Okay, here. Beautiful playlist. It's an old playlist that I made. Oh, the playlist is public, so I can actually link it for you guys. Okay, let me share my screen again. I have a billion tabs open because I've been doing this tax stuff today. Okay, so this is a playlist that I made a few years ago because I've had my business for a few years now and I had to learn all this stuff. So I will link it down below, how to write off startup costs, when to incorporate your business, single member LLC versus multi-member LLC, how to prepare for taxes as an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. Not only are you a content creator, a YouTuber, you are an entrepreneur. You're running a business here. Small business, however you want to do it. And that's another point that I wanted to bring up. I'll bring it up in a second, but there's this good playlist that I'm going to link in the description, full of videos that go in deeper from experts, people who do this for a living, that I think you should watch. Bookkeeping, great stuff. Great stuff. I will be sure to link it. So one thing that I wanted to bring up to you, let's say if you're not ready to get an LLC, you don't want to do all of that. You can still write off these expenses associated with your YouTube channel. I think it's done under Schedule C. Again, I don't know exactly how to do it, but ask somebody that's a CPA. Hey, tax man, I done bought all this stuff for my YouTube channel. I heard that even though I don't have an LLC yet, I could still potentially receive some tax benefits for purchasing this stuff. Okay. So I would really suggest asking someone, how can I write this stuff off and get some money back for these investments that I'm making? Just want to take a moment to see what you guys are saying. And my travel says, thank you all for that. Thank you for all that you do, Nala. I appreciate you so much, Felicia. I believe that's your name. I'm 98% sure. Thank you so much. The Woo Pig podcast coming in with a super chat. Thank you. Let me spread some love. Thank you so much. Saturday night and you live streaming. This is super chat just for your dedication to your craft. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate you so much. Felicia has a question. Will you offer consulting or a start your business on YouTube course? That is my goal. In the future, I will be offering consulting. Content creators and entrepreneurs, those are my people. And I want to be in service to my people. So it's not something that I'm going to be doing in the near future, but it's on my plan. It's a part of my bigger picture behind starting my YouTube channel. Sine says, "Hi Nala, how are you doing?" I'm doing well. I didn't want to do my taxes. I've been procrastinating. Mind you, taxes are due on Monday, and I'm over here making a video about taxes. So if you're like me and you procrastinated as well, it's okay. But you got to have a tax man in your back pocket so that they can go ahead and file extensions for you. I've used a lot of, I've done a lot of that. I need an extension. I'm just a procrastinator. I wait till the last minute. Taxes and looking over transactions and expenses is boring to me. But every time I get into it and I start doing it, I'm excited by it. It takes a lot of activation energy for me to do admin stuff like that. And that's one of my goals this year. I want to be better about it. Honestly, you should be looking over your expenses for your business, for your YouTube channel, because that's a business, right? And if you have another business, all of that stuff, like you should be looking at it quarterly. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, there should be a meeting on your calendar so that you can look over what's been going on, what you've been spending your money on in a business sense. So yeah, I've been procrastinating. I literally, because I use QuickBooks, which is attached to my business bank account, all the transactions go into there. I know that in the back of my head. So then I haven't really been looking at it. Not everything that I've gotten for my business, I use the business account. So now I got different purchases on different cards. I have to go spend multiple hours looking for, okay, where did I buy this? How much was it? What card was it on? Where's the receipt? Don't be like me. You need to be like, once you buy something and you know it's for your business, go ahead and take a picture of the receipt, download the receipt, store it away in a good place. Be better than me. I don't mind telling y'all that this is how I am because I want to change and I want to be different. And you may be someone who doesn't mind being organized and right on it. Something that just came to mind. Do you know, like, you can write off a portion of the expenses related to your car? Did you drive to a content related event, YouTube related event? Did you have to go drive anywhere in regards to your YouTube channel? What you can do is you want to download an app to track your mileage for things that are in regards to your content creation. Driving to Best Buy to go purchase the camera, those miles is a tax deduction. Did you know this stuff? Today I found out, like, I knew that stuff about the mileage thing. Do I do that? No, I should. I want to. But the whole car expense thing, not your whole car, you can do that. But a portion of those things you can write off. Ask somebody who's a professional. That reminds me of things like your Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi portion of that can be written off. Even but your office space where you sit down and you edit your videos. I'm not talking about when you sit at your kitchen table or you sit on your couch, okay? It has to be a specific area. I have a desk. This area that I'm in, I call it a flex space. It's not like only my office, but I have a designated area. I wish I could show you guys. I'll show you real quick. Here's my stuff. Okay, here's my light. I have a designated area where I sit down and I work. You figure out the square footage and everything like that. All of that can amount to a tax write-off of some sort. These CPAs, they know how to do it. And this is not like, no, oh, you're just trying to get random tax write-offs. No, this is what rich, wealthy people who understand money, this is what they do, you know? Let me see if I can show you my little setup, just to give you an example. Let's add a video clip. Oh, makes me go through so many hoops just to add a video clip. So I'll add it. I just want to show you. So today, like my desk that I bought, I had to go find the receipt for my desk. I had to find the receipt for my desk chair. I figure out the price, add that into my QuickBooks, you know? All these little things. Even something as small as none of my stuff is over here right now. Let me go get it because I'm just trying to show you how deep it could get. A lot of my stuff is here in my bag. Um, okay, so you see these headphones? These headphones are like $24. I use them for my content creation. Right now in my hand is my gimbal. What I had to do is I called the store where I got this from. I said, "Are you able to look up a receipt?" And he was like, "Sure, I can look up a receipt. All I need is the serial number and I can look up the receipt for you." And I said, "Great, I could give you the serial number." And I bought the gimbal, or we bought the gimbal, um, along with some other items. And he was like, "Yeah, just give me that one serial number. I could bring you up the whole receipt." And I did that. And I was off to the races, you know? I'll show you real quick. So, all right, open. Okay, I'm about to show you guys a little rough little video of my office setup because, again, it can be simple. I'll show you real quick. Here's my stuff. Okay, here's my light. You know, I'm just over here in this little corner, but this little space that I occupy in my home, the mortgage that we pay, a portion of that mortgage could be written off. Not for me, it's a little bit different because like the principal address of the business is not my home. So that's a question I have for my CPA. Like, our principal address is in a different place, but I operate out of here. We operate out of here. What can we do? And that reminds me to mention, like, I have a whole bunch of questions getting these expenses together that I want to ask our CPA. Get yourself a list of questions. No question is dumb. No question is stupid. Don't sit there and be an uninformed content creator. See, like, I am in a small corner of my home. I heard about, can I really write off a portion of my mortgage? Can I write off a portion of my rent, of my utilities? Because you can do that. You can do it. Let me see what you guys are saying. Alicia says, "I want to be in service to my people as well. At the moment, I speak about international house sitting. Today, I traveled to speak on a panel about study abroad. I was on fire today. New YouTube focus." Yes, that sounds like could be a vertical of your channel. But on the point of taxes, you see, Felicia said, "I traveled to speak on a panel about study abroad." To me, I would ask the question to my CPA, Can I write off those miles? You know? Um, Sine says, I would love to do my own business one day, and that is my goal. But my whole point is if you have a YouTube channel, you have a business. You currently have a business, Sine. Sine, you are an entrepreneur right now. You are a business right now. Hannah, you literally crossed my mind today. Signing spiritually, her name is Hannah. She says, yeah, I haven't been able to stop by one of your lives in a hot minute. I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Cause I'm like, since I stopped live streaming daily, I haven't been able to see my people, hear from my people often. Yes. So I think signing spiritually brings up a great point because I brought up LLC. Your structure may be different. That's where you want to talk to a professional. She says, I'm going to also file for nonprofit status. What she does on her channel and the business that she may be creating and building up could be a nonprofit, Nonprofits tend to get a lot of different perks. So you don't want to be missing out on this. And I guess that's my whole point. Alicia says, thank you for that. I will keep that in mind and start writing my movement and purchases down. Yes. I can't stress that enough. I think I was talking about, please write down the questions that you have. Use Google as a resource, but I do want you guys to invest in, if you're not ready to link up with a CPA and have them get all your stuff together, cool. But at least do a consultation with a CPA. Take that list of questions, tax-related questions that I'm asking y'all to create. Find yourself a CPA, whether that's local or not. They should know how to handle stuff for your jurisdiction if it's not someone local. Ask friends and family, like, do you have a CPA that you trust? That's a key word. You don't want to go on Google and type up CPA in my city. That's not how you want to find one. You want to find one from a trusted resource in your life. Is that your mom, your dad? You probably want to figure out who's a rich person in your life, a wealthy person in your life, someone you look like, oh, they got money. That person, figure out who their tax person is. Because tax people that deal with the big bucks, it doesn't matter, But then no shame, but you don't want to go find the person down at the H&R Block. We want to find who's running do you know a Jewish person? Who's their tax person? Get someone with a wealth of knowledge around this. The more knowledge that they have, the better off it will be for you and the write-offs, and just making sure your business isn't getting hit over the head with having to pay an absurd or crazy amount of taxes because you didn't find the right CPA for yourself. So yeah, I was just saying, find a CPA through word of mouth, and not everyone that you'll find you'll like. Let me tell you a story. So we were living in Seattle and I didn't know anybody locally to even ask, can you put me on to so-and-so, whatever. So I looked on YouTube while I was doing research, trying to learn myself, and I came across this person who was really knowledgeable. I liked their energy on YouTube, so I reached out to her. And we ended up working with her for our taxes, but I didn't necessarily once we got, this isn't YouTube anymore, I just didn't like her communication style. And after about 2 tax returns or something, we didn't choose to work with her again. We found somebody else. So the first CPA you work with, you may not like, it may not be a good match. Feel free to go look for someone else. The person we have now is great. We really like him. And how we found him, someone that makes money. We asked them, who's your CPA? And we got put on, and now we learn stuff, and I'm telling you, that's the trick. The person that makes money. I'm talking 6 figures or more, that person. not find the richest person in your life that you can, and try and get their CPA's information, or a friend of a friend, just someone in your circle, within your reach. You want to find a CPA from them. So, yeah. But yeah, I didn't like her communication style because I had a lot of questions. Like, I literally don't know anything. And I don't want you to speak to me like I should know it already. And I'm just trying to share a bit more of my experience with this first person because I don't want you to have to go through that. Like, no one should be speaking to you as if you know all this tax stuff already. They should be in a place to educate you. And as you work with them, you may not have as many questions. Things can flow a bit more smoothly, but in the beginning, you need someone who can be tender and just understand, like, hey, I'm learning. Felicia says, I bought a new MacBook Pro for my YouTube blog and podcast because I'm not an LLC yet. I did not know that I could still get a tax write-off. Exactly. But you can. You can. And you don't want to miss that. And if I miss Lois, if you're still here with me, she says, hi, my first time. I'm happy to have you here. I really am. But back to this point, some of you guys may not know, you probably do. If you filed your taxes already and you're learning, like, okay, wait a minute, I done bought some stuff. Hold on. It's not too late. You can go and make an amendment to previous tax returns, I believe. Maybe you want to go ahead and do that. Maybe it's worth it for you. I appreciate you so much for saying how valuable my content is today. I really do appreciate that. Lois is still in the building. Thank you for being here. What else do I want to share? I want to talk a little bit about the YouTube background thing. Because, I mentioned, where is it? This brown box back here. I intentionally bought it. Now, everything you see in my background right now, yes, it's in my background, but I can't just now go ahead and write this stuff off. This is my house. This is the way that I decided to decorate it. But it's the things that is intentional. You intend to use it for your YouTube channel. Those are write-offs. What I did today, because I forget, I told you guys I don't manage my expenses as well as I should when it comes to these business expenses. I went around my house. Oh, here's a better picture of the box I'm talking about. I went around my house when I got home. I just started taking pictures of stuff that I remember I intentionally purchased for my YouTube channel so that I can go find the transaction, find the price, and find the receipts for it. So maybe that's an exercise you want to do. If, things have gotten a little bit cloudy in your brain, go around and take a picture. Like, I bought this to use for my YouTube channel. And don't forget this, I just have to show you. So I had written down on this little paper of like things I need to add to my QuickBooks iPad. And my husband looked over it because I run my business with my husband. He looked over it and he was like, you forgot, you put iPad, but you didn't put the keyboard. This 200 and something keyboard that was bought to use with the iPad. You gotta, don't forget stuff. Like, really get thorough and look through, like, all right, even now that I'm talking to y'all, this Apple Pencil, I think this was bought, like, not this in 2023. I believe this was already taken care of. But it's like, don't forget the little things, Don't forget the little things. Hannah says, oh man, I could have written off my art shed, but we don't have a receipt from it since it was off of Facebook Marketplace. That's a good point. But when I saw art shed, I'm like, don't forget the little things, but don't forget the big things as well. And to your point, like we don't have a receipt from it. This is a question that I would write down. Like, hey, CPA, this art shed, I do my work in here, I do my art in here. It's for my YouTube, however you want to put it. I didn't get a receipt from it. It's secondhand. How do I get proof about this transaction? What do I need as proof? Is it enough to say, here's the bank transaction I paid for, this is for my YouTube channel? I would ask, how do I go about it, Because they know, they have the knowledge. They went to school for it. They do hundreds of people's taxes every day. So I would ask them. Oh, here's something that I learned today in my research, which I need to verify by my tax professional. Get ready for this. Somebody said haircuts. He said, I get a haircut every month. And performers and jugglers and clowns and stuff, they get to, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at my own joke because I just couldn't even. He said their performing is a part of their job. Appearance is a part of their job that they have to do. And he said, what's the difference for us as YouTubers? And I said, well, that's a mighty good point, sir. I got a haircut and my haircut was $150. And my eyes lit up or my eyebrows raised. I'm like, haircut? Appearance? How is appearance not a part of our YouTube? And that's the thing. We can't get carried away with it. But my best performing video is literally about essentially optimizing my appearance so that it's easy as possible to make my YouTube videos. So it's something I'm going to run by my CPA, but to me, it makes perfectly good sense. And Hannah, she's seconding that. Like, that makes sense because we have to take care of our appearance. Yeah. So how come the clown that goes to the children's birthday party and they have to buy their clown makeup and their clown wigs, those are write-offs for them? What does that look like for us as YouTubers in regards to our appearance and our jobs and our business as content creators? I just think it's something worth noting and asking a professional. I'm certainly going to do that. Let me think. Is there anything else that I wanted to mention on this topic? What I just thought about is just like back to like, it depends on the niche. Cause I'm thinking about like beauty YouTubers and the makeup they buy, or there's obviously going to be lines, like a fine line between it, but there's stuff that we're spending and we're doing, and some people are not hip to this. So just goes unnoticed. And imagine 3 years of this and you just been spending money on your channel and not knowing about this. Hannah says, yeah, because I don't wear makeup unless I'm filming because of the lights. Right. And I don't really plan to. I want to learn how to do makeup just to learn, but that desire has a good amount to do with the fact, like, I want to wear makeup in my YouTube videos if I want to. So it's just definitely something to think about. Taxes. Another thing I'll share, personal taxes are due April 15th, but business taxes are due March 15th. Did you know that? If you have an LLC, you probably do know it. Or if your business is legitimatized in some way, perhaps you know that. But for me, I'm still trying to get on get with the program with that, because I'm already a procrastinator as it is. Now I was used to the April 15th and now it's a month earlier. So you technically have to have all your tax stuff done by March 15th. It's just stuff, just different things that I would like you to know. Hannah even brings up wardrobe. Maybe a wardrobe too. I have specific outfits and uniforms I wear for filming. I'm so excited to be doing a video about creating a uniform for your YouTube channel. And you bringing this up, Hannah, reminds me, not only does that make it easier to create your YouTube videos, but it helps separate, all right, these are my clothes I wear because these are my clothes that I wear, but I have clothes specifically for YouTube. AKA, is this a tax write-off? More than likely. Felicia says, since I travel and I will move abroad soon, I will definitely speak about skincare when I travel, hair care, etc. Exactly. There's a lot of stuff, and we just need to make sure we're considering this. I had one more thing that came to my mind about this topic. Hmm. Oh, I wanted to just share that if you're not monetized yet, because like I'm saying, you might want to legitimize your business, get an LLC, whatever that looks like for you, S corp, nonprofit, whatever the case may be. I can't wait till I get some more information on this, but this is what I did. I'm having Google AdSense pay my business. I didn't put, when you legitimize your business gets a tax ID called an EIN. And when you get monetized, you have to put in either your business tax information or your personal tax information. And you could speak with a CPA to decide for your particular situation which is best for you. Should I have Google AdSense pay my business, or should I have them pay me directly? But I did, for transparency, choose to have YouTube pay my business. And I'm going to get some more information on, okay, what does that look like down the line? Is there different ways to do this? So I just wanted to share that with you. If you're not monetized yet, you could go ahead and get your business set up. You could go ahead and get your tax ID number, get your business account set up. I spoke about this in another live stream, but there's a whole list of things that you can do in preparation to start getting paid from YouTube. And those things that I mentioned, there's associated costs with that. It's not free to get your LLC, at least not here in Atlanta, Georgia. Cost $100 to do that. So you just want to be, even if you're not ready financially to do something like that, become aware of like, okay, when I'm ready to get my LLC or whatever it is, how much is it going to cost? What are the associated costs to do that? Hannah says her videos are in American Sign Language. I have to wear a plain shirt with no design so my signing is visible. Yeah, to the point about the value of a uniform in your YouTube videos. I can't wait to come out with that video, guys. I'm so excited to share that with you. And now I have a new angle to share about it. In my travel says, I love learning about UGC. Have you thought about UGC for your channel? I watched video on brand deals today. Even those brand deals that are coming, that's not, if they paid you $1,000, that's not $1,000 by itself. That's $1,000 that's going to be taxed. But for UGC, I'm not interested at this time in UGC for my channel, because I feel like UGC creators, they really want to make money from their content. Like, they want to make money from their content in a way that's different from how I want to make money from my content. I'm not necessarily, I want brand deals, but I don't want to be a UGC creator. I'm an entrepreneur first. I'm doing YouTube largely to have a benefit for the business I plan to have in the future, obviously to connect with people as well and to feel a sense of shared connectedness. Like Maud came in here. She says hello. Maud encourages me, like basically on every video. She says something sweet and kind to me. I love that type of stuff. So I'm doing YouTube for a host of different reasons, but it's just like I feel like if you want to do UGC, you're creating a stream of income, cool, but you're really using your content creation skills in a way where it's like, I'm a creator, I could do this in exchange for money. And that's a form of energy and time that I don't necessarily, it's not a part of my monetization strategy. That time and energy I would put towards that could be going towards my business or brand deals, which I feel like is a better ROI. Some of these UGC creators are definitely getting paid, but it's just about, I'm not over here trying to grab at every single thing. I'm being very strategic. I only have a limited amount of time, right, in my day, you know? So when I think about having that deliverable for multiple brands, that sounds like stress to me. A brand deal where it's like, okay, if I do these deliverables and I'm getting a certain amount of lump sum bread, and especially if it's a long-term relationship, I'm doing a video every month, you paying me every month. It's more, I can more control that environment. I feel like with a UGC creator, when you work for a brand, they really look at you like you make content for me and I pay you for that content you create. It's a relationship that I don't think I'm currently interested in at the moment. So that was kind of a side tangent. Hopefully someone took away something from that. Um, you know, okay, you guys, okay, let's see what Courtney said. Courtney said, I was just watching your I Must Learn to Put Together video and I have seen you are live. I appreciate the real discussions you sub. Hey, Courtney, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me over here. That video she's referring to, if you are unaware, that's the best performing video I have on my channel. And a lot of people have said they want to go on this journey with me. All that content is coming. Hannah just says, like, I definitely want to have my nonprofit and a separate business account set up before I get monetized. Yeah, it's a good idea to do. And to the point of like the costs associated with setting up all that stuff, you know, she mentions there's an application cost for applying for nonprofit status. And as I was saying, that's considered a startup expense. Alicia says, did you use Ink file to register your LLC? No, I did not go through a third party to register my LLC. And I think that's a great point to bring up. I was watching something. I literally say that in every video because I'm constantly learning and watching YouTube content. I want to remember. I don't know where I heard this, but I recently was walking somewhere and there was a lawyer literally on the side of the road, basically of the walking path, saying, "Ask me any questions." And we got into a conversation, whatever. So have you guys heard of LegalZoom? There's different third-party people that you can use to set up your LLC. I actually came across one on Instagram. When I set up my LLC, they wasn't marketing on Instagram, these little third-party places that can do all that stuff for you. I did all of that myself. I wanted to really be in my business owner bag and just really be aware of how do I do it, you know? So yeah, you can go through people like LegalZoom, but for Atlanta, it was simple for me to like Just research and learn how to do it. But essentially, you form your LLC, and then you apply for an EIN, and then you open your business account. And there's other steps depending on the type of legal structure you do. But yeah, I think the point is, though, on this question, I didn't have it up on the screen, but it's just like, you want to decide, do you want to go through a third party to set up your business, legitimize it, or do you just want to do the research and figure out how you can do it? I'm from Boston, and my mom was doing some business stuff. She set up an LLC. At that time, it was about $500 to set up an LLC. Here in Atlanta, it was $100. So sometimes the third party people, they do charge not on top of just the fee, regular fees that the state charges to legitimize your business. And I think I knew that, and I just didn't want to spend any extra money. Lavender, hello. Uniform for videos. Yes, I can't wait to bring that video out. Hannah says, I'm also going to take an interpreter certification test. I bet I can document that cost as a write-off too, because my ministry is a deaf ministry, and that furthers my career. That furthers your business and your career as an entrepreneur. It does, and that's considered it's something like educational costs, but that's a thing. There's many different categories for tax write-offs. So it's all about versing yourself with these kinds of things. I just want to see if I can find that brand. I think I screenshotted it. No, I can't really find the brand I saw on. Yeah, I can't find the brand I saw that was marketing, like, set up your LLC. I'm really determined to find it, but I can't. Mm-mm. Okay, so I just want to see if I have anything else to say on this topic. I think that I just want to stress the point about documenting everything. When you're a smaller business, whoever, like, I don't know the level of concern you need to have with it, but the IRS does audit people. And if you ever are audited, you want to have your documentation down. And that means, like, I've mentioned it, like the receipts and stuff. And I'm actually going to work with ChatGPT to kind of see what other documentation can I have. Like, I started my YouTube channel, like, this is my second YouTube channel, right? This second channel came with different startup expenses. Like, I bought another camera. I bought different light. I didn't have lighting on my first channel. So I'm kind of like trying to figure out, how do I need to document, like, I did start another channel before, but that didn't work. I started a new channel, and this channel really is making money now. It's my bit. Like, I want to have all the pivots. How is anyone in a pivot? I want to have all my pivots and what's been going on with my LLC and my business documented in some way. Doing my taxes has put that on my mind, that that's something that I want to do. So documentation goes beyond just your receipts and stuff. Even I also work with ChatGPT to help me with some of the descriptions for my my different items that I'm adding into my accounting system, which is QuickBooks. So for example, in QuickBooks, you can write the item, the date the item was purchased, the name of the item, and how much it is. And then it asks like, do you have any notes on the item or a description of it? And so the example I want to share with you, this was for my Rode Wireless Go microphone. This is this microphone right here. It comes with another one, like it's a whole thing. So it said the name of it, just put Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone. And for the description, you can say wireless microphone system by Rode purchased for the use in YouTube video production. Includes transmitter and receiver for versatile recording setups, ideal for capturing high quality audio during filming. And I just love that extra mile of having that description there, because just in case for the audit thing and just for my own good, like I told y'all I procrastinate. I don't really like doing this stuff, but once I get into it, I go, now I want to be hella organized. I want to have a description, especially for my items that cost more than $200. This camera was 300 something dollars. You know, it as I mentioned before, that means it's considered an asset. And I just want it to be clear, how is this expensive thing that I bought related to my business, related to my YouTube channel? Having that documented down is just good measure. It's just something good to do. So yeah, I'm going to be like getting a bit granular. That's what I'm about to go do. I'm about to go finish this document, taxes stuff, and importing these expenses into my accounting software. This is another little thing, right? So QuickBooks is like $20 a month. I'm sure I could pay for it yearly and it'll be cheaper. I've been using QuickBooks for the past 4 years, essentially. And so all the transactions of my business is nicely documented in this accounting software, which is easy to use. It's easy to use. When you do, you can send your transactions to your tax man, but you really, or lady, the tax person, but they really are looking at your profit and loss statement. So I can't even explain what that is to you, but note it down. If you're like, what's it's called a P&L, profit and loss statement. That's something you may want to throw on into your Google search or into your YouTube search and just burst yourself on what that is. But that's really what you hand over to your tax person to look at. And why did I even bring that up? I don't know. But, oh, I guess I'm trying to talk about like, should you invest in accounting software? Should you not? So you can do this in a Google Sheet or a Microsoft Excel. You can track all this stuff in there, but you're going to have to learn like, okay, how do I track it in a sensible way or in a way that is easy if I need to hand it off to a CPA or to a lawyer or something like that? You're going to have to do that work to figure that out, when you can just pay for like QuickBooks or some other accounting software and it's easily done for you. And I made that little face when I first started talking about this because my business partner wants to stop paying for QuickBooks and just do it manually, because we have other businesses. For example, we have an Airbnb. I'll share, for example, one of our other businesses is Airbnb. And for those expenses, we track those manually in a spreadsheet. But I just feel like it's different. So I'm considering not paying for QuickBooks, but I'm a person that says maybe invest in the accounting software, and that $20 you pay a month for it. What is it? It's an expense. What is it? It's a write-off. So that's something to put on your radar. Think about what is it? Accounting software you might want to use. Or are you super good with numbers and you can just do it manually yourself? Don't be using a notebook and pen and paper. Please don't. Put this stuff digitally. Something else, another resource I want to share with you. This is for the people with a little bit more coin, and it's not me. I wasn't willing to. It's not that I wasn't willing. I just, when I started my business and even now, it's not sensible for me to pay for this. But let's say you really want to be hands off, and it's not hands off because you shouldn't be super hands off. But let's say you want something a little bit more you really want the pros to handle it. Let me share my screen with you. You can work with bench accounting for growing small businesses. Let me just make sure you guys can see this. Okay, you can. Spend more time growing your business, not bookkeeping. So all that stuff that I just was talking about, the fact that I have to go insert transactions, I was talking about QuickBooks or using a spreadsheet, that's called bookkeeping. I don't, if it brings you a headache, it says say goodbye to bookkeeping headaches and tax worries. Bench gives you dedicated bookkeeping experts and user-friendly financial software, ensuring accurate and up-to-date books. With us, you can focus on growing your business while we take care of your finances. When I first looked into it, it was a pretty, I'm talking about, this was at the time, $200 a month for them to do what they're saying that they do right here. That's a little bit steep, but I wanted to share it as a resource and an option because it could work for you in your budget and you don't have to necessarily worry about the bookkeeping. It's done for you. So essentially it's they do it every month and then you have a meeting with them every month so they could tell you, okay, this is what was going on. This is what was spent. I think they also let you know, okay, for example, once you get an LLC, you have to register your business yearly. You don't just get that LLC and then you're good. If you don't register yearly, your it's basically you don't have an LLC. The business goes away in a sense. So they'll let you know, okay, registration is coming up. You're going to need to do it. Here in Atlanta, it's $50 to register your business yearly. So they may tell you that upcoming expense, just different paperwork that you may need to do in order to keep your ship smoothing sailing. Oh Lord, your ship floating smoothly. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think it's a really, when my business grows to a certain point and the monthly cost to work with bench isn't as much of a gut punch, because I don't like doing it, but I'm gonna do it right now because it's not a smart decision for me to pay that monthly fee at this point in my business. But when it is and it makes sense, I can't wait to work with them. I've not heard nothing but great reviews about them. It's a solid bookkeeping accounting company that you can definitely look into if you want. Bench, I believe it's bench.co. Bench.co. If you guys are familiar with Vanessa Lau, maybe she still works with them. But I know in the past, she definitely did work with them and she has a really large company, 7-figure, 8-figure company. Here's another resource for you. Stop, present, share screen. I just kind of looked it up on YouTube. You see this video right here? I'll link it in the description. or I could just add it to the, like, I really want you guys to like learn about this stuff. So I'm adding it to the chat box right here, and I will add it in the description box below too. She made a video, Taxes for Entrepreneurs, how to prepare for taxes as an entrepreneur. Don't make these mistakes. I think this is another great video to take a look at. All right, we can stop sharing that. And I think that will be all that I want to share regards to taxes for us as YouTubers, content creators, and everything like that. Not fun, not glamorous, but we got to know this stuff. We got to do this stuff. And that's the takeaway that I want you to have from this video. Feel free to leave any questions down below. And I plan to have in the future my CPA come on a live stream with me just to bring it to your front door. You can get your questions answered. I'll be on with my financial advisor again this month. So I'm here. I'm not here to only say like, yeah, do YouTube, you can make money. I'm here to, yeah, like, I mean, we all know that. We all know we can make money from YouTube, but I'm here to make sure when we start making money from YouTube, we have systems in place. We're managing it well. We're not just going to let it all go to waste and go down the drain or do not smart stuff with the money. And just make sure I don't know what the word is, but like, I want to go beyond the point of make money with YouTube. How do you handle it? What's the back end look like? I'm making money, but is your stuff unorganized? You know, I don't want us to be that way as creators. This is a true business. We're true entrepreneurs. We put in work every single day on this business. Uploading and making these videos, that's work. This is a brand we're building. Like, for example, Signing Spiritually, it's a wonderful name. She can be a multi-million-dollar brand. Do you know how much the sign language people get paid? She's building a brand for herself that's going to make, and we want to make money too, but I'm also making sure to say like it's about impact. What she's doing is impact, and financial success can come from that through God putting it in our places in our hearts to make this bag and make this impact. And at this point, I'm just talking at this point. But I do genuinely hope this was helpful to you. And I'll see you guys in my next video.